sleeping with them. Well, that sounded bad, didn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Where have you been, David?
When you're sleeping, well, you know what I'm saying. When you're hanging out with them all the time. Yeah, when you're in the same hotel, when you're on the bus, when you're on stage, you're spending a lot of time with people. Same thing, a lot of times, and this is an interesting marriage statistic. Did you know that most couples only spend 10 minutes a day talking?
Wow.
10 minutes per day. You're spending a lot more time with your coworkers than you are the people in your family. So yeah, you need to hire people whom you like.
But don't solely base that decision, your hiring decision or your business partner decision, on, do I like this person? I think that's critical to have people around you that you like. But I think, again, if people are too similar to you and they're bringing to the table exactly what you bring to the table, well, then one of you doesn't need to be there. So you do want to find somebody who has different strengths than you and can bring something different to the table, and accept that their differences are good and what's going to make your business stronger.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because you're not hiring a best friend.
No. And you don't want to hire your best friend.
Absolutely not. No. You are hiring based on their ability to get the job, but you do need to enjoy spending time with them, but not in a friendship way.
No.
Not on that level. Here's another one, number 7 on the list. Remember that marriage is sometimes a bed of roses. Sometimes there are thorns. I think that's great when it comes to business. Any business that you have, regardless of whether you have a partnership, there are times when you really enjoy the work, you find it engaging, but sometimes there are those aspects of the business that are just not as fun. We can outsource those things sometimes, but eventually you're going to have to do some of them.
What are the thorns for you, David?
I'm a big idea guy. I like coming up with the big ideas when it comes to writing a book full of those big ideas and telling people how to make them happen, or a blog post, sometimes the podcast, sometimes the little minutia isn't that exciting to me. A lot of times it's really engaging. I'm very engaged right now. But there are always those times when you're like, oh man, I don't feel like doing a podcast today because I came back from Toronto and I'm sick.
Yep.
Still, that's part of it though. We made the commitment, and that's what we do. When we sign on for something, we finish it out. There are a lot of guys that wouldn't do that. And there's certainly things that you and I fall through on when it comes to doing what we say we're going to do. There are definitely the times when I have blog posts that are up late, but this isn't one of them. So here we are.
And I think there's good and bad in everything. I mean, there's good and bad when you look at your life. There's good and bad in your business. There's good and bad in this podcast. There's good and bad in this episode. You know, you can take everything down to the smallest level, and they're kind of thorns in everything, but you got to make it work for you, and you got to spend your time working on the things that you actually like to do. And that's what you do a lot of, David, is you're a big picture guy. You like the big ideas. So you spend a lot of time working on that and start outsourcing the thorns, the things that don't really work for you. And something that might be a thorn for you, for your partner, might be one of the roses. So you have to look at that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's another one, number 9. This one relates to that. It says, be fair, split the housework, spending money evenly. This way you're never resentful of your partner's contributions or lack thereof. And I do think that you're exactly correct. You and I actually joke around about woman's work and men's work.
Yep.
Anything in the kitchen or laundry, I'm like, hey, that's woman's work. I'm not doing that. But at the same time, I'm out doing lawn work, let's say, mowing the lawn or calling a roofer, something like that. But we do split. We have an agreement like that. And I think that can work for your business as well. If you've got somebody who's really good at accounting, maybe they want to do accounting. I know people, we've talked about them here. No woman, she's great at the accounting stuff, but doesn't want to talk to people. Well, don't make her talk to people. Then there are those people that are like they were in the fraternity or something. All they do is talk to people. All they do is want to hang out. They don't want to fill out forms or anything. Well, let them talk to people if you can do that.
And it's something that can also be temporary. It doesn't have to be forever. I mean, in the instance of our house, yeah, I do the housework and the cooking and the cleaning, but that was something that's like, okay, we can reevaluate down the road. And if we need to get a housekeeper like we've done in the past, we'll do that. And in your business, that can be the same way. Right now, you're doing a lot, David, for the Red podcast because I'm writing my book. But when that gets done, when the book gets done, we can reevaluate. It's okay, now I have more time. What is this new relationship of contribution and work look like? So keep in mind that things don't have to be permanent and you can set dates to reevaluate what's going on in your business.
I think that's worth saying because a lot of things can be outsourced. I've never done housework, never. And before you came along, it was outsourced. I had people that I hired, they did it. Everything can be outsourced. Well, not everything. There's some things that you have to do. But if you really don't like doing something, you probably are not going to be in business doing that. Number 11, Laurel. Remember that people do fight, and it's how you fight that matters. There will be disagreements in your business, and we said it here just a minute ago. If everybody agrees with each other, you got too many people. On that note, number 12, before starting an argument, consider if it's really worth it. My dad told me, it was great advice. I was in the middle of a legal dispute, and he said, David, don't die on this hill. And that was really, really great advice because something like that happens and you want to take him to court and you want to be heard and you want to be vindicated or whatever. Sometimes it's just not worth it. It's better to move on. I would say for business advice, don't die on this hill. Is it worth it? Sometimes you can get really caught up in the argument and it'll be like one of those wars where you forget why you're fighting.
Yeah, you got to choose your battles. That's kind of relationship advice 101. And pick what's really important to you and talk about it. You don't have, you and I, David, we're not really arguers, but I've been in relationships, business relationships and personal relationships with arguers. And it is really about the way you discuss it. You can have a decent, calm conversation about the same topic, just as you can be in a yelling match about it. But you have to be the person that remains calm and that doesn't react all the time. You have to stop reacting if you want to get through these issues.
You've probably heard the phrase, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And you could say, do you want to be right or do you want to be married? You could say, do you want to be right or do you want to continue to stay in business? Being right all the time, yeah, it's possible, but it's just going to be you in the end. If you want to involve other people, you're not going to be right all the time.
You have to be humble if you want to be in a partnership with somebody else, I think.
I want to talk about our sponsor for this podcast. And what this guy does actually gave me the idea to bring in marriage advice and make it something for business. Dave Jackson. You know Dave Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Dave is awesome.
Dave Jackson runs schoolofpodcasting.com. This guy is fantastic. If you're interested in getting a podcast online, and he's cheap too. Last time I went to School of Podcasting, it's like $50. He gives you all these videos. He's got a community. I've joined it. It's amazing. All sorts of stuff that's going to help you launch a podcast, get it recorded, get your topics down, get your interviewing skills up, all the technical stuff and everything you need to do from a stylistic point of view. He's got it. It's at schoolofpodcasting.com. And the reason that I thought of Dave when I saw this marriage advice and thought it would be great to translate to business advice is because Dave has a few different podcasts. One of them he does with his wife. He definitely brings in the personality, some personal stories. He's got all sorts of stuff. He's got a great one I love called Better Dave. It's a self-development podcast. You can podcast about all sorts of things. So if you've been listening to Red Podcast, you're an entrepreneur and you want to bring in podcasting as part of your promotion plan, but you're not sure how you're going to do it from a business aspect, you might be able to do it from a personal aspect. And that might be something that will benefit your business. It might be something you're just interested in as a hobby. But Dave Jackson, schoolofpodcasting.com is the man to help you with that. He's really, really good. Laurel, you've seen the videos. You've heard him on his podcast. He sounds great. And he's a guy, he does it for like $60. He's like, yeah, it's a $60 microphone. You won't believe how good you can sound when you listen to this guy, what he'll tell you how to do it.
And what's so cool about Dave is I met him at the New Media Expo back in January in Las Vegas, and he's just got his microphone there and he's doing interviews with people, and he's been doing podcasting probably since the beginning, I think. And he is still just so excited about it and so enthusiastic and knows everything about it. So he is the go-to person in my mind.
School of Podcasting. If you've seen these guys online, they're charging you thousands of dollars to get you up and running. Don't bother with them until you talk to Dave first. He can probably do it a lot cheaper for you. Schoolofpodcasting.com, like I said, about $50. And the equipment Dave can hook you up with, I think it might be $200.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
For maybe $250, you can be up and running using the computer that you've got, stuff you've already got laying around the house. Dave can help you with that.
So what are we giving away today?
So here's what we've got. Laurel, we have a Blinkist subscription. We've talked about Blinkist here on the episodes that we've done before.
Yep.
It's like Cliff Notes for self-help, nonfiction, entrepreneur, sales, betterment books, I call them. You get on Blinkist with your iPad, or you can do it on the web, and they've got all these book summaries. 10, 15 minutes, you can basically read a book or get the information from it.
All right, so we're giving that away. So I'm going to let you pick the winner
Yeah, I got
today.
one right here from our mailing list. Thomas Boston is the winner of the Blinkist subscription.
Congratulations.
Here's another one that I want to give away, but I'm going to do this a little bit different. I want to give away another Chromecast, Laurel.
I like the Chromecast.
You know, Chromecast, it looks like a little zip drive. You plug it in the back of your TV. It's from Google. It hooks up to your Wi-Fi. You can stream YouTube, Netflix, Amazon. You can get the Red Podcast on a Chromecast on your TV.
That's awesome. So who are we giving away to?
Well, this is an iTunes review we got, and here's what he said about us, Laurel. He said, this podcast discusses traditional and non-traditional business tactics. If you own a business and you're thinking about starting one, Red Podcast has addressed your situation and provides you with solutions for being a successful entrepreneur. I aspire to own my own business. I found this podcast to be very helpful and informative. While I can't say that all the information was equally as helpful to me, the strategies outlined in this podcast are valuable. This podcast delivers 5 stars, and all present and future entrepreneurs should listen to it. I'm going to give a Chromecast to that guy, not just because he wrote us a great review, but we appreciate the review at all. So if you've got feedback and you want to leave us something on iTunes, that's another good way to get in on the drawing. And that's Bones V. Bones
Great.
V. We're going to get in touch with Bones V, or get in touch with us at hello@redpodcast.com, and we will take care of you. It's not too late to get in on the giveaway, Laurel.
Definitely. If you are listening and you have not signed up to be a part of our giveaway, we are in the middle of it now, and you can go to redpodcast.com/giveaway and sign up there. And we're still giving away some really amazing things. So don't miss out on that.
So redpodcast.com/giveaway. This was part 1 of 2. I'm going to call it marriage advice for your business, even if you're not married. But if you're looking to have a business partnership, part 2 is up next. That's at redpodcast.com/31. Thank you, Laurel, and we will see you next time on the Red Podcast.
You've been listening to Red Podcast, Real Entrepreneur Development. Subscribe today using iTunes, Stitcher, or via RSS at redpodcast.com.